Dear students, now we are going to discuss physical significance of the transmission line equations. The transmission line equations for voltage and current at any distance from the receiving end of the transmission line are given like this. We have derived these two equations in the previous lecture video. For your better understanding, you can refer that video also. So here, voltage at a distance x is equal to VR cos h square root of zy x plus IR z naught sin h square root of zy into x. Similarly, the current I is equal to IR cos h square root of zy x plus VR by z naught sin h square root of zy x. So here VR is nothing but the voltage at the receiving end. IR is the current at the receiving end. Z naught, that is the characteristics impedance. Z is the series impedance of the transmission line. Y is the shunt admittance of the transmission line. So the physical significance of this transmission line equations are to find the voltage and current equations at the sending end. The input impedance and transfer impedance can also be found out by using these equations. And also to find out the length of the line which gives the maximum power transfer. So these are the physical significance of the transmission line equations. So let's see one by one. So first we are going to derive the sending current and voltage values. So these equations can be obtained by considering the transmission line length as L. Consider the voltage equation V. So V is equal to VR cos h square root of zy x plus IR z naught sin h square root of zy x. If x is equal to L, then the voltage becomes the voltage at the sending end or the transmitted voltage. We can also represent the square root of zy as gamma. So then this voltage equation becomes Vs is equal to VR cos h gamma L plus IR z naught sin h gamma L. This IR can also be written as VR by ZR. So from this equation, we can take this VR as a common one. Okay, this VR is nothing but voltage at the receiving end. So voltage at the sending end is equal to VR into cos h gamma L plus Z naught divided by ZR sin h gamma L. Consider this as the first equation. Similarly, we can derive the current at the sending end. So for that we have to consider the current equation. I is equal to IR cos h square root of zy x plus VR by z naught sin h square root of zy x. If x is equal to L, the current becomes the current at the sending end or sending current. So Is is equal to IR cos h square root of zy becomes gamma. So Is is equal to IR cos h gamma L plus VR by z naught sin h gamma L. So in the next step, we can replace this VR with IR into ZR. From this expression, we can take this IR as a common one. Finally, Is is equal to IR into cos h gamma L plus ZR by Z naught sin h gamma L. Consider this as the second equation. So we have derived sending voltage as well as sending current. So we can further simplify this current equation if the line is terminated with its characteristics impedance. So if we can assume that the transmission line is terminated with its characteristics impedance. Characteristics impedance means Z naught. So here the terminal voltage or the terminal impedance, that is what? ZR. So ZR is equal to Z naught. Then this equation becomes like this. So ZR is equal to Z naught means Z naught by Z naught is equal to 1. So we can write Is is equal to IR cos H gamma L plus sin H gamma L. So as we know that cos H x plus sin Hx is equal to e power x. So we can replace this term as e power gamma L. So here the sending current is equal to the receiving current multiplied with e power gamma L. Next, we are going to derive the input impedance of the transmission line. It is defined as the ratio of voltage at the sending end to the current at the sending end. It is denoted as Zs. So, Zs is equal to Vs by Is. Now, we are going to substitute the equations 1 and 2 in the above equation. Then we can get Zs is equal to Vs can be replaced with the first equation Vr cos h gamma L plus Z naught by Zr sin h gamma L. So Is can be replaced with the second equation. So Ir into cos h gamma L plus Zr by Z naught sin h gamma L. So in the next step, we are going to replace this Vr with Ir into Zr. Okay, Vr is equal to Ir into Zr. So in this expression, we can cancel this Ir in the numerator and denominator. So in the next step, we are going to multiply this Zr inside this bracket. So we can get Zs is equal to Zr cos h gamma L plus this Zr cancel. So we can get Z0 sin h gamma L. In the denominator, we can have the same step as such. So for further simplification, what we are going to do means we are going to take this denominator like this. So take this Z0 as the LCM here. So this term becomes, this denominator becomes like this. So if Z0 is common means this term becomes Z0 cos h gamma L plus Zr sin h gamma L. And this Z0 goes to the numerator. So we can get like this. So the numerator is as such, that is multiplied with the term Z0. Okay, so the denominator becomes Z0 cos h gamma L plus Zr sin h gamma L. So next, we are going to take this cos h gamma L as the common term from the numerator and denominator. So Z0 cos h gamma L divided by cos h gamma L. Then this term, the first term becomes Zr plus Z0. Here it is divided by cos h gamma L. The same way in the denominator also. As we know that sin by cos is nothing but tan. So here Zs, that is the input impedance or impedance at the sending end is equal to Z0. This cos cancel. So we can get Z0 Zr plus Z0 tan. Sin by cos means tan. So tan h gamma L divided by Z0 plus Zr tan h gamma L. So this is the general formula of input impedance of the transmission line. So this is very important formula. Okay. If the transmission line is terminated with its characteristics impedance, that is Zr is equal to Z0, then the input impedance becomes Zs is equal to Z0, because the termination, that is Zr is equal to Z0. Then here it is Z0, here it is Z0, both get cancel each other. Then we can have Z is equal to Z0. Okay, so that is the important condition over here. If the transmission line is terminated with its characteristics impedance means its input impedance is also equal to characteristics impedance. The input impedance can also be derived in the another form by using this expression. So we have already derived this line equation in the previous lecture video of transmission line equations derivation. So we can take that form as such. Okay. So Vs is equal to Vr by 2 of 1 plus Z0 by Zr e power gamma L plus 1 minus Z0 by Zr e power minus gamma L. So in this expression we can take this Zr as a common. So this term becomes Zr plus Z0 divided by Zr e power gamma L plus this term becomes ZR minus Z0 divided by ZR e power minus gamma L. So next we are going to take this ZR plus Z0 by ZR as a common one from this bracket. So at that time we can get VR by 2 of this term ZR plus Z0 by 2 ZR into this term becomes e power gamma L plus here we have to divide this term with this one, right? Divide. If I want to take this as a common one means I have to multiply the same term in the numerator and denominator, then only I can take it as a common, right? So here we can have this term like this, okay? So this can be written as like this. So ZR minus Z0 by ZR multiplied with this denominator goes to the numerator. So ZR by ZR plus Z0. Okay, so ZR cancel each other and that is e power minus gamma L. So next we are going to consider this as the third equation. So this is the equation of sending voltage. Similarly, we can derive the sending current. So Is is equal to IR by 2 of 1 plus ZR by Z0 e power gamma L plus 1 minus ZR by Z0 e power minus gamma L. Okay. So here also I am going to take this Z0 as a common one. Here also Z0 as a common one. Then I have to take this term as a common from this two terms. Okay. Then the sending current is represented as Is is equal to IR by 2 into Z0 plus ZR by Z0 multiplied with e power gamma L minus ZR minus Z0 by ZR plus Z0 e power minus gamma L. Consider this as the fourth equation. Okay. So now we are going to substitute these equations third and fourth in the ZS formula. So what is ZS? Input impedance is equal to the ratio of sending voltage to the sending current. So Vs by Is, substitute the equations 3 and 4, then we can get the value like this. So here we can cancel this 2 and this 2. Likewise here this ZR plus Z0, ZR plus Z0. We can write this VR as IR into ZR. So VR as IR into ZR multiplied with this denominator goes to the numerator, right? So here Z0 divided by this IR multiplied with this ZR. Okay. So within the bracket we can take these values e power gamma L plus ZR minus Z0 divided by ZR plus Z0 e power minus gamma L divided by e power gamma L minus ZR minus Z0 by ZR plus Z0 e power minus gamma L. Okay. So then next step we can simply cancel this two. Okay. So then uptime the source impedance or sending impedance or input impedance ZS is equal to Z0 into e power gamma L plus this term e power gamma L minus this term. Okay. So this is the another form of input impedance of the transmission line. So in this expression also, if the characteristics impedance is equal to the terminal impedance or the receiver impedance, then this term. So you can consider here ZR is equal to Z0. What will happen? So what will happen here? ZR is equal to Z0. That is the receiver impedance or the impedance at the receiver side or load impedance. So that is equal to the characteristics impedance. Then here ZR becomes Z0. Z0 minus Z0, the whole term becomes 0. The same thing here, Z0 minus Z0, the whole thing becomes 0. So here we are having e power gamma L divided by e power gamma L. We can cancel these two terms, then it becomes 1. So we can get the answer as ZS is equal to Z0. So you have to remember these things. If the transmission line is terminated with its characteristics impedance, then its input impedance is also equal to the characteristics impedance. Okay. Thus, the finite line terminated in its characteristics impedance acts as an infinite line. Okay, so whenever the line is terminated with its characteristics impedance, it acts as an infinite line. Transfer impedance of the transmission line is defined as the ratio of the voltage at the sending end to the current at the receiving end. So it is denoted as Z suffix T. So ZT is equal to the ratio of transmitted voltage to the received current. It is given like this: ZT is equal to Vs by IR. This transfer impedance is mainly used to determine the current at the receiving end if the transmitted voltage is known. So we can easily find the value of current at the receiving end. So let's start the derivation part over here. From the transmission line equation, that is third equation, right? From the third equation, we can write Vs is equal to Vr by 2 Zr plus Z0 by Zr into e power gamma L plus Zr minus Z0 divided by Zr plus Z0 e power minus gamma L. So the same step over here, this Vr can be replaced with IR into Zr. Okay, IR into Zr for our simplification. So in the next step, we can get the value IR because this ZR cancel with each other. So here the sending voltage Vs is equal to IR divided by 2 ZR plus Z0 of this value. Correct? So next we are going to multiply this ZR plus Z0 inside this bracket. So we can get IR by 2 ZR plus Z0 e power gamma L. So multiply inside this. So and then likewise we can multiply this term with this one, right? The whole term. So ZR plus Z0 means this term and this term cancel each other. Then we can get ZR minus Z0 e power minus gamma L alone. Then multiply all the terms inside. We can get IR by 2 ZR e power gamma L plus Z0 e power gamma L plus ZR e power minus gamma L minus Z0 e power minus gamma L. So in this one, so we can take this ZR as a common one. So ZR of e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L plus here. Okay, from these two terms, we can take Z0 as a common one. So Z0 of e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L. So as we know that here ZT, that is the transfer impedance, is equal to Vs by R. So we can move this IR to this left hand side. So Vs divided by IR, that is equal to ZR. This two we can move inside this bracket. Okay. So we can get ZT, that is the transfer impedance, is nothing but Vs by IR is equal to ZR multiplied with e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L divided by 2 plus Z0 e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L divided by 2. As we know that e power gamma L plus e power minus gamma L divided by 2 is nothing but cos h. Correct? Cos h gamma L. Similarly, e power gamma L minus e power minus gamma L divided by 2 is nothing but sin h gamma L. Okay, so here we are having ZR. So finally, the transfer impedance of the transmission line is obtained as ZT is equal to ZR cos h gamma L plus Z0 sin h gamma L.